Good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. Let me knock stuff over on the desk here, and that's typically the way to start a great show. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well. So I guess I got some explaining to do. The title. Well, there's two parts to tonight's title of the show. And one part is the simple fact that the payload delivery system, which most people would consider a missile or call a missile, is for China, not ours, for China. The name is Dongfeng. Dongfeng. So it's not my fault that they planted the seed. That is completely 100% on China. The second part is, look, the news that I've got about this is not good, and I keep telling you that I feel that it's counterproductive, and I normally don't use that word for it, but I'll entertain that word. It's counterproductive to scare the hell out of people, in trying to encourage them to prepare. So why not make it a little bit lighthearted? There's nothing. I ain't got nothing super terrible to report or anything like that. It's not that. But there are some steps that have been made that do show concern. Not in the immediate, I don't think. Please don't hold me to that. Anything can happen at any time. Nobody knows the day, the hour. You know the drill. I'm not going to Bible thump you guys or anything else. And I firmly believe in what the good book says. And I believe that it says that if we don't know the day and the hour, that's exactly the way it's going to go. I'm a little gun shy on saying stuff like that, and I've said this before. Years ago, I was working as a welder. I'll talk about it again real quick. I was working as a welder. I worked on a production line welder, except we made big steel racks for car parts. You know, the racks would sit on semi-trailers, and the car parts would hang on the racks. I made the racks that the car parts hung on. And we got notified by, the bosses that there was a storm coming and tornado sirens had been, activated. And I made the comment, man, it's too cool. There's no way there's a tornado. Well, everybody else went where the recommended place would be, which was the break room. I decided I thought it was a good time for a snack and a smoke. And so I just stayed by my welder and had me a snack and a smoke. And after I finished that snack and the smoke, I started heading towards the break room because I think I was going to get me a soda, to tell you the truth. And all of a sudden, I heard this just loud roar, and I couldn't help. I mean, you could tell there was something going on to my left. There was a big building, right? And I looked down, and I literally saw this big, huge door, big enough that a semi-truck can back into. I saw this big, huge door just go away. I mean, it just went. It was surreal. And if I'm not mistaken, 2 people lost their lives in a trailer park. There was about a block and a half away from where I was at. So I believe it or not, there's something about that doesn't sit right with me. And it's something that, I guess you could say, it haunts me. So I won't ever tell you not to worry. Absolutely, the sky's green. or green, blue, whatever. If the sky's green, you might want to be concerned. The sky's, blue and rainbows, unicorns, and all that. But we do need to be steadfast in our preparation, and we do need, man, if something doesn't go down by winter, I'll be pretty shocked. I'll say that. I'll go that far. If we can make it to winter without something massively stupid happening, I'll be shocked. So we'll see. But China is definitely pulling a lot of stuff. The language coming from Russia, not really good. Of course, we're still trying to spread the love of arms all over the place. I've got an article about that. And then another one of those strange sinkholes. And the only time that I had seen a sinkhole like this prior that I know of, I think it was like Siberia or something. It was Russia, I could tell you that. I think it was like Siberia or something. And it's this just huge round hole. But the thing of it is, the really odd thing is it's perfectly round. I mean, it's like a big, huge drill just drilled straight down into the earth. It's crazy. We'll get to that. Man, I have no idea. And my head just screams to me weapon when I think about that. What in the hell kind of weapon could do that? You know, I'm sure if that's what it would be, I'm sure it would be some type of satellite-based weapon. But wow. So anyway, we'll get to that. Let me have a sip of coffee. I actually just hopped out of the shower a little bit ago. I mean, like literally 10 minutes till I was getting out of the shower. I looked at the monitor for the security system back in the bedroom. I was naked at 10 till. Anyway. Fun times, right? Alright, let me switch on over to the web view and we'll discuss this stuff and we'll go from there. China tests hypersonic missiles in Taiwan blockade drill, says the media. The large-scale military drills Beijing launched around Taiwan in response to U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to the island involved the use of advanced weapons, including China's state-of-the-art hypersonic DF-17 missiles, China's Global Times newspaper reported on Wednesday. The ongoing exercises involve a joint blockade, sea assault, and land and air combat trainings, the state media outlet said, adding that Chinese J-20 stealth fighter jets were taking part in the exercise as well. Global Times called the drills unprecedented, adding that Chinese missiles were expected to fly over the island of Taiwan for the first time. People's Liberation Army forces are also expected to enter the area within 12 nautical miles of the island and could potentially surround the island entirely, it added, citing military experts. The Chinese Armed Forces Eastern Theater Command said on Wednesday that the forces involved in the exercise conducted a realistic combat-oriented drills to the north, southwest, and southeast of the island. The drills are expected to run at least until Sunday noon, Xinhua News Agency reported on Tuesday evening, adding that they will involve live fire drills in 6 maritime areas in their airspace surrounding the island of Taiwan. The DF-17 missiles mentioned by Global Times on Wednesday were the first publicly demonstrated in action by the Chinese military on July 31, 2022. At that time, an official video celebrating the 95th anniversary of the PLA's founding featured a launch of what Chinese media described as a missile resembling the aircraft carrier Killer. DF-17, which stands for Dongfeng. I told you. But I guess in Mandarin, I guess that is east wind. But anyway, it's said to be using a hypersonic glider as its warhead, which flies 5 times faster than the speed of sound and has unpredictable trajectory. According to Global Times, the missile is particularly good at hitting slow-moving targets like aircraft carriers. Yeah, it's also pretty good at hitting cities. The news comes as tensions around Taiwan are running high. On Tuesday, Pelosi visited the island that Beijing considers part of China's sovereign territory. The House Speaker, who is the third in line to the U.S. presidency, has become highest-ranking American official to do so since 1997. China previously repeatedly protested the move, calling it a provocation. Beijing Wow, I'll be able to read, I promise. Beijing reacted to the trip by launching military exercises around Taiwan and warning the U.S. that Pelosi's visit would have severe impact on bilateral relations between Beijing and Washington. Since 1949, Taiwan has been governed by nationalists defeated in the Chinese Civil War, who evacuated the main... I'm not going to read the history. I'm sure you're not all that interested. Anyway, they cover it like, you know what I mean. Every article, they go back to it. But I need coffee. The lifeblood. Really bummer, can't find any Colombian for any normal prices. Folgers, that is. Damn commies. My dad would have said that, by the way. My dad had a lot of issues with those damn communists. No, I love Russian people. They're awesome, incredible people. But for some reason, and I guess it was just the Cold War and all that stuff, but it was just a phrase my dad said. You know, if he was like trying to unwrench a bolt or something like that, you know, and the bolt had snapped off or whatever, you know. You got to hear all about the communists. It was at the time it wasn't funny, but I look back at it and it's kind of humorous. Let's see. Okay, and this is the other thing I was talking about when I mentioned language that Russia was using. This here says nuclear conflict scenarios back on the table, says Moscow. Policies enacted by the U.S. have forced other world powers to revive their nuclear war planning, senior Russian diplomat Alexei Drobinin has claimed. The comments from Drobinin, who serves as head of Russian Foreign Ministry's Foreign Policy Planning Department, offered an insight to Moscow's current thinking in this sphere. Built by generations of negotiators, the framework for arms control and preservation of strategic stability is now being dismantled at the instigation of the U.S. The Americans have lowered the first strike threshold in their military doctrine. Drobinin wrote in an article for the, the International Life magazine published Wednesday. These and other concerning factors are yet again bringing the most dangerous scenarios of conflict between nuclear powers, fraught with disastrous consequences, back into the view of military planners, he warned. Nevertheless, the emergence of a multipolar world order in which Russia is actively involved will make the globe a safer place unless the West chooses to interfere, the diplomat argues. Everyone will benefit from the multipolarity and deglobalization provided no one disrupts the natural cause or course of these objective phenomena, Drobinin argued. What is of crucial importance here is how the political establishment of North America and Western Europe chooses to behave. Unless they are able to suppress the pain they are feeling over losing their power over the world, however humanly understandable that pain may be, and stop grabbing the gun every time patient diplomacy is in order, The alarming trend of the growing importance of strength in international affairs will not only endure but intensify, Joe Biden wrote on Monday in a letter to participants of the 10th Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty Review Conference. Russian President Vladimir Putin reiterated that there would be no winners in a nuclear war and it must never be allowed to happen. The landmark New START remains the only major arms control agreement between Moscow and Washington still in force. In early 2021, the deal was on the brink of expiration, but it was ultimately salvaged shortly after Biden's inauguration, when Washington finally agreed to Moscow's calls to prolong the deal without any preconditions. It is currently set to expire in 2026. So, and as far as, that expiring, I'm not that such concerned. It would be nice if, we could get some types of talks or negotiations on the table. The thing is the whole idea of all the nations rushing to have all of this destructive means, I think is stupid. I mean, can't understand why anybody would see otherwise. I don't get it. I really do not understand why we as separate nations on this planet can't knock off the BS. And here's the part that really gets me. It's not us. Do you want to go kick a Russian in the nads? I don't. I don't want to go kick a Chinese person in the nads either. I want them to have as just of a free and, well, I can't say a free and happy life as I have, but you know what I mean. I want them to be happy. I want them to be prosperous. I want well for everyone. Why wouldn't we? And I think a lot of people on this country, or on this planet, feel much the same way. I really do. Wouldn't you like to just go about your day doing the things you needed to do and no problems, no issues? It just doesn't make sense to me that so many people, billions of people, just want to get through life. They're not interested in fighting anybody. But yet, you put, for instance, 535 men and women, plus an administration, inside of a city cesspool, and, nope, can't possibly let that happen. And why is it that I picked on our government in particular? Because our government has been the pot stirrers for a very long time. I don't know of any other nations that's got military bases scattered all about and then talks all about how this country and that country is showing aggression. It doesn't make sense. So, again, I can't tell you what's going on behind closed doors, and it's very important to me to make that clear. I don't know why, but that is something that's been put on my heart to make very damn clear. That this discourse between nations may be a dog and pony show. Might be just another example of the Hegelian dialectic in play. We don't know. There's no way for us to know. Well, I thought it was kind of humorous earlier. I will mention this. I was gonna bring it up earlier. So we'll take a little break from the tabs here. This is funny, and I'm not okay. So maybe I am laughing at the guy a little bit, but it is what it is. So I caught Monkey Works today. And it is what it is. I don't have nothing against the guy or anything like that. It's not like he touched me wrong or something. But I was watching and he got to talking about chemtrails. And it was hilarious because he was like, I really don't believe much in this chemtrail. You know, and I'm paraphrasing. Anyway, and I got to thinking, I was like, but you bought Q, and as far as I know, still do, lock, stock, and barrel. And you can't believe chemtrails? And then he's sitting there looking up all these geoengineering companies and all their planes, and even showing pictures of the planes and stuff like that. With you can clearly see the sprayers on them. And it was comical. And it's like he just can't let go that he doesn't want to believe in aerosol spraying. And I think they have probably many ways by now to affect weather. I don't know how much real control they have over it. I think that they can nudge storms and stuff. I think they can guide them to an extent. Oh yeah, they can make it rain if they want to. I mean, that's a given. But I know the old school technology, in order for it to work, they had to have particles in the air. And that is where the chemtrails come from. It wasn't, and I know there have been chemicals that react with the air and form clouds, but the experiments and stuff that I'm talking about, they were putting, I think it was some type of aluminum oxide in the air. And then they can affect that with radio waves and I think even laser beams if they use nanoparticles or something. I may sound crazy to you, but I'm telling you, they've been messing with this stuff for a long time. And I just thought it was comical because it's like, wait a minute. You'll believe Q where there is absolutely zero proof of Q and of who that entity was. Zero proof. And was wrong about so many things. But you're sitting there looking up, geoengineering companies, and you're still not sure about chemtrails? Okay. Again, yeah, I guess I am laughing at the guy, but I don't mean it as an insult. I think. Hey, I'm human too. I fell for things. I've been known to be gullible. I don't know about that gullible, but nonetheless. Let's see. And probably the biggest reason why I've never been that gullible is, to be real honest, it's not that I'm better than anybody or anything like that. I'd been given lots of reasons not to trust people throughout my entire damn life. So that would be why. Not anything to do with just my unfortunate life experiences, to be honest. Well, got a number one up there. It's an opinion thing. Never mind. Okay. U.S. clears heavy arms sales to Middle East, says state. Or Middle East state. I'll get it right, maybe. The U.S. State Department greenlit a potential sale of 300 Patriot missiles and related equipment, to Saudi Arabia to bolster its defenses for an estimated cost of $3.05 billion, the Defense Security Cooperation Agency said on Tuesday. The agency said that the kingdom requested to buy 300 Raytheon Technologies-made MIM-104E missiles. The deal could also include the procurement of all necessary related equipment as well as technical documentation and spare and repair parts. Washington believes that this deal will support the foreign policy goals and national security objectives of the United States because it could improve the security of a partner country in the Gulf region. According to the Defense Security Cooperation Agency, the sale is meant to replenish the dwindling Saudi stock of Patriot missiles while helping the kingdom to buttress its potential to meet current and future threats. The latter, in particular, are said to include Houthi rebels from Yemen whose attacks may compromise the well-being of the local population. The agency also noted that Saudis would be able to integrate Patriots into its armed forces without any problems, arguing that the proposed deal will not change the military balance in the region. The announcement comes after U.S. President Joe Biden visited the Middle East nation last month to discuss a variety of topics, including, in particular, energy security. Biden also said he'd confronted Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman over the murder of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. Yeah, I'm sure you really did. The latter controversy has marred U.S.-Saudi relations for a long time, with then-presidential candidate Joe Biden vowing in 2019 to make the kingdom a pariah state. Last year, Biden also banned sales of offensive weapons to the Saudis. Oh, but see how that turns around. However, according to just like the wall, right? Isn't that something? However, according to a Reuters report last month, the U.S. administration has been mulling a possible lifting of these restrictions. Any decision on this matter, however, is contingent on whether Riyadh, takes steps to end the war in Yemen, according to the news agency sources. The announcement comes as the U.S. State Department also approved a possible arms deal with another Middle Eastern nation, the UAE, United Arab Emirates. In this vein, Washington may sell to UAE 96 Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, or THAAD, missile systems, or system missiles, to the tune of $2.2 billion. The deal is also meant to help Abu Dhabi repel possible ballistic missile threats in the region. Damn. Hey, do they have to have some type of a permit to do this? Because, I mean, like, you or I would have to have an FFL to sell firearms to people. Do they gotta have something to sell THAAD systems to people? Just curious. You know, because I'm sure if you built some type of munitions to sell to the Saudis, you might get in trouble. Maybe. Just crazy. I just think it's nuts. I just think it's all absolutely mind-blowingly nuts. And I figured, what the hell, I'll read this one to you. Spoon-bending spy psychic issues warning to Putin. Why not? We got television personality Uri Geller has issued a warning to Russian President Vladimir Putin that Scotland will be protected from Moscow's nuclear warheads by his psychic force field. I'm just reading you the news. He also suggested, see, we ain't got to worry about nothing, because this dude's got it. I'm pretty sure. I'll call him and tell him, hey, could you keep an eye out for us too? I'm sure he'll be good with it. There's force field. Oh, wait, I need to bring you guys back. Referring to rumors and oh, wait, no, I didn't finish that. We gotta hear this all. He also suggested that space aliens might intervene to save the world from the atomic war which Russia was supposedly planning. Now that's my bet. My bet's on the aliens. Referring to rumors and reports that Russia was seriously considering using atomic weapons against the West, Geller tweeted out an open letter to Putin on Tuesday from Israel, vowing to use every last molecule of my mind power to prevent you from launching a nuclear attack. I've just got a little bit of advice for you. Take a clean change of clothes in case you crap yourself. It's a lot of mind power. Gotta be prepared. Geller urged everyone in the world to stop what you're doing right now and just take 5 minutes out of your day to visualize a radiant, energetic force field like a dazzling golden shield in the sky that will deflect and turn back any nuclear warheads that Putin attempts to deploy. Yeah, good. It's awesome. In addition to the psychic shield, Geller warned the Russian president that there are also forces far, far greater than you can imagine that I am sure will intervene to prevent you from starting a nuclear war. They are watching and waiting, and they will stop you. Sorry. If Russia decides to launch nuclear weapons anyway, your mission control computers will crash, your navigation systems will fail, and your missiles will malfunction, Geller vowed. The British-Israeli illusionist, maybe he's supposed to be a delusionist, isn't he? Shot to fame in the 1970s when he started bending spoons with his mind and performing other stage tricks on TV. Critics have acknowledged him as a talented magician. He might be a good musician too, I don't know. But balked at his claim that he received powers of telepathy and telekinesis from extraterrestrials. Yeah, so he got totally probed and everything. A 2013 BBC documentary titled The Secret Life of Uri Geller, or Geller, I don't know which it is, Psychic Spy, claimed that Geller had worked as a spy for the CIA, Mossad, and Mexican intelligence. In the film, Geller claimed to have wiped floppy disks carried by Russian agents by repeatedly chanting the word erase. Geller's talk of nuclear war appears to be based on news reports about this week's Nuclear Non-Proliferation Conference in New York. On Monday, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken accused Russia of reckless, dangerous nuclear saber-rattling aimed at those supporting Ukraine's self-defense. Russia has rejected such talk as baseless and utterly unfounded speculation. Nothing happened in Ukraine rises to Russia's nuclear threshold, diplomat Alexander Trofimov told the conference, though he added that NATO's involvement already amounts to a fierce hybrid confrontation and dangerously balances on the edge of an open military clash. So, I'll let you chew on that for a bit. Takes a whole lot of people for the world to go round. Let's see. Mysterious sinkhole prompts investigation. Chilean authorities have launched a probe over a huge sinkhole that appeared near a copper mine in the country's Atacama Desert over the weekend. Experts from the country's National Geology and Mining Service, started working on the site in Tierra Amarilla, I guess, where some 13,000 people reside on Tuesday. The sinkhole has a diameter of some 32 meters, which makes it larger than a tennis court. There's considerable distance, approximately 200 meters or 656 feet, to the bottom. The director, David Montenegro, said, "The agency will determine the cause of the collapse and ensure that all safety measures are taken to safeguard the lives of workers at the nearby, Alcaparrosa mine and communities close to the site," he promised. "We haven't detected any material down there, but we have seen the presence of a lot of water," Montenegro said. Mayor of Tierra Amarilla, Kristen Zuniga, described the sinkhole as unprecedented and demanded to know whether the collapse was the product of mining activity or something else. Canadian firm Ludden Mining, which operates the local copper mine, said it suspended development work at the Alcaparrosa site after the appearance of the sinkhole. The phenomenon had no impact to personnel, equipment, or infrastructure, it said, adding that the nearest home was located some 600 meters or 0.3 miles away from it. A security perimeter has been erected around the sinkhole, which has remained stable since its discovery, the company added. Chile is the world's largest producer of copper and is responsible for a quarter of the global supply of a metal that is widely used in electrical equipment such as wiring and motors. So yeah, I don't... that's Ripley's view of it. I just don't understand how a hole like that could be so perfectly... I mean, yeah, it's got a little bit. I mean, but look at that. How? And there may be some type of phenomena with how the Earth collapses. I don't know. I'm not a geologist, but that just seems awful weird to me. So, and I know that, like I say, they've had them in Russia too. So, yeah, maybe it was a very, very big dong thing. That could possibly be it. That would definitely fit the script. Oh, man. What are you going to do, right? I mean, have a couple of drinks of coffee, a couple of vapes, we'll get to the headlines and sneak out the back door. We had some crazy storms earlier. I mean, it was just wind. Then the rain came kind of hard, but initially it was just wind, straight line winds. But yikes, I've got a ton of sticks I've got to pick up in the yard. And then supposedly it's not over. I guess supposed to be. We're supposed to get some more later. Later. Yeah, buddy. Ain't gonna be long. Yikes, those are blowing up. Pull up the Midwest radar there. Yep, supposed to storm all night. Oh. Fun times. Can't wait. I might actually get the EcoFlows out of the closet and at least get them in the living room so that, you know, I don't have to drag them out of the closet just to get them out. I might even take them out of the boxes and put them up on the table or something behind me. That way they're real handy to grab. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, they don't bother me. I mean, it's not as long as it's not, thunder going crazy and lightning right next to us or something. Earlier, though, I'll tell you what, I was in there making a salad. And I'm sitting there, and think about this. I'm sitting there, and I do bacon bits because I can't have real bacon, right? But bacon bits, guess what? They're okay. So anyway, I'm sitting there putting bacon bits on my lettuce. I say a salad, and it's just lettuce, bacon bits, and cheese. So, but anyway, I'm sitting there trying to put bacon bits on the lettuce, and I mean it was I don't know how far or how close it was. It wasn't far, I'll tell you that. And it let loose with a clap of thunder and a flash of light. Nah, it about threw the bacon bits all over the kitchen, I'm telling you. It's crazy. Oh, man. Hey, and that was after the bad part of the storm moved through. The bad storm moved through, and it was just, light rain. Everything was nice and kind of peaceful. And, I went ahead and opened the windows back up because it cooled off drastically. And actually, the air felt nice. So, yeah, that definitely. Alright, let's run through some headlines. Starting off with "We come in peace." No, not aliens from outer space. Aliens from Congress, Pelosi said to Taiwan. Taiwan praises Pelosi's courage. What, for all the Botox? And, being able to go for a few hours without a sip? I imagine that was a bit courageous. Taiwan accuses Beijing of air and sea blockade. European gas crisis turning ugly, says media. Pelosi created flashpoint out of thin air, says Lavrov. British politicians warned against visiting Taiwan. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't think it's a good idea, to be real honest. I think that would be very stupid. And you know what? I have a feeling that they're probably going to do it anyway. Regardless of how stupid it is, I have a feeling you are going to see one of the British politicians flying over to Taiwan, probably pretty quick like. We shall see. China tells U.S. to withdraw nukes from Europe. Airlines told to steer clear of Taiwan. And could they be getting ready to set up a blockade or take over the island? I don't know. I don't know. We just gotta wait and see. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, you need to be worried about it. And you know what? I'm sure there's a very little bitty chance that somebody from Taiwan is actually watching this show, which means none of us are in Taiwan. So now if I lived in Taiwan, or if by chance someone from Taiwan happens to be watching, I would put on the damn helmet. But for us right now, we've probably got a little bit of time yet to put on the helmet. So just watch what's going on over there, but don't let it freak you out. Until you see something happen, don't let it freak you out. Continue to get ready. I think the day is coming. I really do think the day is coming. But I don't think it's today. I don't think it's tomorrow. But like I say, by winter's a bit sketchy. So I don't mean, I'm saying by winter, not at winter. So, pretty messed up stuff. Kindergarten attack leaves 3 dead and several injured. That was in China. Crazy. Wasn't it? China? I believe. Hang on. Yeah. Chinese province of Jiangxi. Jiangxi. I'm not sure how to say that. Let's see. China slaps trade restrictions on Taiwan. Russia responds to Biden's claim on talks. German ex-chancellor offers solution to EU's energy crisis. Australia responds to Asia-Pacific tensions with rare move. Pelosi departs from Taiwan. China brands U.S. and Taiwan destroyers of peace. Americans issued safety warning. Age of Russia-West cooperation over, says a senior diplomat. Inferno engulfs warehouse of major Russian online retailer. EU country threatens huge fines for violating energy rules, says El Mundo. Reform of UN's key body proposed in Moscow. Chinese firm responds to Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, says Bloomberg. Real crisis is to start after Pelosi's Taiwan visit, says Washington Post. Russia ready for peace on own terms, says Kremlin. Turbine manufacturer explains Russian gas supply shortfall. Senior strategists suggest Russia's priority. Kremlin comments on risk of global war over Pelosi's Taiwan trip. Key refining hub sanctions Russian gold. Media explain delay of vote for UK Premier. Scottish leader scorched over militarist tweet. And speaking of that, I don't know. I saw the title. I didn't watch any of it, but I saw the title of Tim's show tonight, Tim Pool. And I guess they still haven't called Kerry Lake a victory yet. That's kind of crazy. Keep an eye on that, for sure. Latvia to completely destroy monument to Soviet soldiers. Let's see. Azerbaijan conducted military operation in Nagorno-Karabakh. I mean, stuff's kind of breaking out all over. U.S. clears heavy... Oh, I covered that one. Ukraine playing politics with children after sports boycott, says Russian official. British politician urges West to stop arming Ukraine. German ex-chancellor suggests way to end Ukraine conflict. Pentagon denies Moscow's HIMARS claims. Moscow claims that they destroyed some, and the Pentagon says they didn't. Russia reveals POW treatment details. Nord Stream turbine return is impossible, says Gazprom. Legendary Soviet shops return to Russia. They're like, I guess, members only type of things, but it's, I guess, that not just anybody can be a member. Certain people have special papers that will allow them to go to these particular stores and shop. And I guess it's duty free or something. Member of U.S. Congress dies in car crash that happened, I believe, in northern Indiana. So crazy. Her and two of her staffers, and I believe it was a lady that hit them head on. I believe she succumbed to her injuries as well. So I believe all four people in the two vehicles passed. That's crazy. Azerbaijan demands demilitarization of Nagorno-Karabakh. College suspends pianist over Ukraine concert. Trump meets Hungarian friend. Let's see. And that is it. Do I got anything else? Ooh, I've got one up there. U.S. Senate approves NATO expansion. Well, would you look at that? I'm sure we were all just on the edge of our seats wondering if that was going to pass, right? Well, I think the days of being the world police are going to end real quick. I just saw that T-shirt, Leo. If you're there, I just saw that T-shirt. Facebook popped up. Hang on, 'cause I mean, I can't be the only one. Others need to be blessed with this. I think, don't you think? I think. Most certainly. Yeah. That's probably the shirt I need, don't you think? Yeah, that'd work. That's good. Oh man, that was concerning the aliens. Oh man, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like I say, just keep getting ready. Don't let any of it, don't let any of it freak you out. It's none of it is worth doing that. I mean, you have to. It's counterproductive, and that, I guess that's the best way that I could word it. It's completely counterproductive to freak out. So, just keep getting ready, and keep an eye on things. Keep an eye on the news. I am concerned about making it the winter. I am definitely concerned about that. We shall see. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off of here, and I might have me a sandwich real quick before I go to bed. And then I shall talk to you guys later. I'm gonna get those units out too, just so they're ready. I shall talk to you guys later. Hope you have a good evening. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Hope to see you then. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.